Hello, hello, and welcome to September 25, 2019. Winners and losers. ABBV exits the field with a 66 in profit. So let's go look at the numbers. And here we are. We'll put up the counter chart so you can see it in parallel. We got out somewhere around here. We bought at 274, got out at 455. So let's bring up the calculator. There it is, 66%. But let's say that you don't believe my numbers, which is probably, it's probably good. So we got out at 455. We minus 2.74 for the cost, 181 profit, and that divided by the cost of 2.74 as a percentage, and we come up with 66% ROI. There it is, 66% ROI. So that said, put it that, but we had another exit today. Yes, today we had CBS. CBS exited the field also. And there's CBS. So let's go to the chart and let's go to the calculator. We'll bring it over here out of the way. And CBS. There it is. Now, granted, CBS did not bring us a lot of money, but I have to say this. It's chipping away at that rock. I've said it before. It's a big rock. And look at that. It's a nice little doji, stop doji here. Tombstone. Indication of a possible reversal. We might have a little bit more down action as the histogram expands into negative territory and the stochastics comes down into the 20 buy zone. The stochastic 20 buy zone is a very popular entry for many traders. So let's do the numbers. We got out at 504, and we paid 470, 34 cents. Not a big dollar money. Take that out with the entry price as a percentage, and we got out with 6.7%. 6.7% is better than nothing. And this was 4 contracts. So what's going to happen here is, let's go back to the chart. So we keep the chart up on screen to keep focus. And let's clear this out. So what that means on this 2736 is going to happen, again, 504 minus 4.70. We are in the alpha account, which is the slightly larger account. Not much. The tigers in the count and the alpha accounts are in what we call relative field. In other words, people for the most part have the money to do this kind of trade. Besides, I'm talking about one trade here. This trade here would have cost you $500 for one contract. So there's going to be our net times 4 contracts. Now remember, in options it's 400. So you take the 4, multiply times 100, you get 400, and then you multiply that out. We made 136 bucks. Okay, not a big deal, but minus 2736, we drop it down to 2600. 2600 is a lot easier to deal with 2736. Not by much, but you can see here we're possibly getting into a U-turn. We get into a U-turn in here, and then I have a nice set secret sauce that gets me back into the trade and chip away at that 2600. Well, that said, that concludes our 2 exits trades. Now you notice I had to set the clock back to be able to show you the entry price and the exit price. So now we're going to set the clock back to today and go on to the rest of our people in the winners and losers. So here we are. Today we have, okay, go ahead and shrink this down so it's not so confusing looking at that. And where are we? Here we are. Okay, so T minus and Tal are only 2 leaders, so therefore T minus is going to take over the lead. Oh, unfortunately, that's what happens. It's not a great lead, but it's a start. As I said before, it's been a jalopy trade. I've been not happy with it. But it is what it is, and we'll just have to plod along with it. $56 in our good, which you can see. And now this is an inside Hamari, they call it. That's a baby inside the large candle, which is also an indication of a possible reversal. We'll see. So that's up 2%. Moving on to our next. Oh, and here we have to also now going to have to pass. Guess who takes over the winner's note? Yeah, let's go back to Abby. And Abby, we have to now, oopsie, we now have to do is take the lost leaders. And I had a new count this morning. We're now at 67. And we had with Abby. Abby's been moved now off the list, so it's now at 66. So we have 66. And now we're going to, oops, there we go. What's happening here now, since Abby has left the field, it's turned the leadership over to T minus. So T minus is now going to take over the leadership role for to maintain the scorecard for the lost leaders. And that's what we'll do. This is going to carry through for the next many videos that you guys are willing to put up with, and see about how are we going to get this number down into the lower teens or 0. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Okay, moving on. Let's go to the loser side of the field. And the loser side lagging behind is TXLK. XLK is running behind, and interesting drop. We had a drop and then push right back up again. And also notice that the stochastic is starting to move in a right direction, as well as the MACD. So that going on, let's get the rest of this account accounted for and then move on to our Tigers group. And there's Procter and Gamble, and Procter and Gamble is right here. It owes $867 and it's behind, so it's added almost $200 to the heartbreaker, but it is what it is. And moving on now to Quad now is coming into play. I know what I need to do. I need to adjust this timer so I don't have to keep fiddling with the reframing. There we go. That's a little bit better. And there we are, 418, 720 again. Now, the market has been bad lately, and I do not have any. I do not have any what they called inverse positions. I do not have gold or silver in here. We'll look at the in closing to show the market. Yes. So now let's go on to Monster, and Monster is come on, there we go, and. Oh, I hate this reframing from Thinkorswim. They have to guys, makes it a lot easier. Just let us have our own control. Interesting point. This here is known as a wavered candlestick by my fellow mentor and teacher, Jeremy Newsom. Jeremy Newsom runs his own operation called Real Life Trade, RL Trade. And I would highly check him out. He is a day trader. I will tell you that about him. His objective is to make X number of dollars a day and call it quits. He lives a very good lifestyle. Him and I think his partner's name is Roger. I'm not sure. They both run a trading operation live for around 6:30 in California time, 6:30 in the morning to 1 p.m. And it's a group session. It's kind of cool. It is a paid service to get into. He does offer a discount. I think it's August, if I'm not mistaken, early August. He offers a discount to join his trading group. Other than that, you're going to be paying regular price, and then the next offer will be in January. So every 6 months, he'll open the doors and say, you guys been listening to me. Check out my videos on YouTube. And then see if you want to join his live trading room. So what he means by this is you would do a straddle option strategy where you have you have a entry point at the top and entry point at the bottom. That's a straddle. I am not a big fan of them because it is a double commission, but it does pay off for those who know how to handle it. All right, moving on. Let's get out of here to the last and final, XLV. And that's our health sector ETF. And it's wow, look at that. Well, Our stop is here at a stop limit at 135, and we are at 273. So we still have a little bit of a buffer left. It happens. It happens. It will be a 50% haircut. And it will add to the 410. And no, we're only going at the low hanging fruit. XLV does owe me money, but owes me money on a higher level. But we start at the bottom of our losers list and go after the ones who owe us the least amount of money, working our way up the list. That said, let's move on now to the Tigers League and see how they're doing. Tigers have a leader of what IOIR. Well, it looks like we had a exit. Let me see. It looks like, let's go ahead and set the clock back. Go back here, come here, look at the calendar. I go back about to maybe July 2nd. And there it is. And then I'll come here to trade history. Nothing there. Come up there. Here. Come here. And yes, Dominion close. Dominion close. Now we got to find out what was our Dominion entry. So to go that, we're going to have to go back to account statement, and we're going to have to set the calendar back even further. I don't remember my Dominion entrance. Who does? You know, that's what you got the charts for. Put all your notes in the charts and let it do the hard work for you. So here we go. Trade history. Oh, we got to go to account positions. Still, I have nothing on Dominion. I know that we were looking at a possible profit, not much, but I am not going to give up because I'm here to report to you the winners and the losers. And so we'll have to do is keep going back in time until we find out when was our Dominion entry. May 1st, really that far back? Possible? I'm doing something wrong here. I apologize. We got out at 1060. That was a nice price. Let's go to the chart. You know, on the chart, I should have that's why on the chart, you'll see a lot of my notes in the chart. And that's the reason why, is because I'm able to then go back and look at stuff, because Thinkorswim does not give you good past history unless you really know what you're doing. And I'm still learning what I'm doing. So that said, let's go on here and find Dominion. There's Dominion. There's our stop was set off here. Why? Because we're in the 30-day drop zone. And okay, there's my notes on Dominion. And so I can decipher my own notes. 895 was the approximately entry point. I didn't write down the actual note. I apologize. But at least we know we're on the right track, and it was around June 29. Let's do that. Let's go back and reset this clock back to 1st of June. There's 1st of June. And it should come back up with our trade history, and it doesn't. I'm embarrassed. Oh, I know why. I still got CBS locked up at the top there. That blocks off any. Here's Dominion now. Now we're going to get Dominion. Here we go. There it is. There it is. We got it. It was. Got to remember to clear out the dialog box. There we are. Look, we bought at 890, got at 1060. Let's bring up the chart. Let's bring up the calculator. So we got out at 10.60. Got in at 890. $1.70. I had one contract. So let's divide the 170 first with the 890 to get our ROI. And we had a 19% return. We got in at late June. So 1 week in June, late 29th, pretty close. July, August, September, out in, hey, wow, almost exactly 3 months. And in 3 months, we have 20%. Now, who makes 20% on their money in 3 months' time? This is the power of options. This is the thing that I've been talking about. And you say, options are dangerous. Options are this and that and whatever. Oh, come on. You're seeing the result for yourself. Let your eyes do the thing. So Dominion is done. And with that said, we made $1.70 and we made $1.70. So that's $170 in profit. So going back to our chart, we go. So 170, it took off. This took that. This is going to take this down, which is, oh, that's kind of cool. Well, it owed us 467. We got back 170. So now Dominion only owe the Tigers 297. You see, sometimes we can't make it all in one swoop like we had in some other opportunities, but also too, it happens that we make it in, we chip at the old block. So only at 297. So I'm going to have to go up here and I'll change this now to 297. So that said, that means that we'll be looking at to see about the possibility of doing another trade. Again, I'm looking for you to see here. We get stopped out here. Let's, this is an example. You get stopped out here. It gets stopped out down here somewhere. And then you wait for the action to come back again. And when you have, and you set a line in the sand, you have your own strategy, your own entry points, and then you're back into the trade again. And if it's a loser, you chip at it until it becomes winner and retire it to the winner circle. Then you depend on the scanner or the news or your watch list or your certain entry patterns to get back into the trade. It's like stocks are like are recyclable. That's the whole bottom line. Okay, moving there, TLT is now, and where's TLT position? Oh, there it is, TLT. Now TLT is only owed 105. We were at $45 yesterday. We fell back to $2.50. It happens. We are doing a market at we're doing a stop in this zone, which is our midfield. I have my reasons why. Everybody has their own exit rules. This is extremely important for even seasoned traders. I have talked to seasoned traders, and they said there are three things that makes you lose money when you get into trading. Number one, you don't understand the chart. You don't understand your entry exit point. Number two, you don't understand your ticket order. And number three, you keep changing your exit rules. You change your exit rules, you're going to get hurt. But if you're standing still and you let the market come to you, boom, you got it. Okay, so we got a nice exit on Dominion. So let's go back and reset our clock back to today and see our results for today and move along here. Okay, here we are. So IYR or TLT, it's right there. We did that. Oh, IYR, I apologize. I jumped over IYR. That's our leader here. And YR is our leader. Oh, I don't have a lost leaders tally here. I must have dropped it somewhere. I wonder who was. I'll have to do a count for you later on because this is getting long and I do want to wrap it up and don't want to take too much of your time. So YIR is nice little bump. 162 owes that. Do the calcs. Again, it's going to be somewhere south of $500. Cool. All right. T minus, we saw T minus's chart in the other movement, and again, the inside day, lost leaders for the alpha account. I'm gonna have to put one here for the on the YIR for the Tigers. Going on, let's get to SPY. This is a real funny market. It's like it can't find its footing. The important part is that we got into our trades, hold to our guns, and the end result is, let me get rid of Dominion so that way it doesn't bother us. Okay, and I'm sorry, this is a real messed up video today. I apologize. I'm trying to rush to get done. I'm looking at the clock and it's like, I got a time limit here. All right, so there's SPY, and finally WBA, and WBA, oh, not bad, a little pump up. Finished down here. Now it's finished up here, so it means it's clawing itself back from the grave. Those are my notes there of that tells me what I'm doing. And Tigers are owed 169. Get that. Okay, so that concludes our winners and losers for today with ABBV exiting the field at 66%. So tune in tomorrow to find out who is our new leader and moving on to reducing the lost leaders list to 0, 0, 0. Oh, in conclusion, I forgot to mention what you saw here is pure profit. Why? ABV did not owe us any money. So that's 66%. It was a pure profit return. That's money in your pocket. I mean, money's always in your pocket, but when you lose money, you sort of like feel like you got this hole in your pocket, like it's missing. You want to put it back in. But do remember that doing loss leaders list is time consuming as compared to just working off a fresh trade and worry more about the big picture of the overall account. Well, that said, that's it for today, and I thank you very much for attending the winners and losers.